There's a wall material America banned for more than 80 years. In 2026, Barndominium owners are putting it back into their homes on purpose. It's not a gimmick, it's not a luxury product, it's a plant. And according to some builders, it may outperform drywall in the one place Barndominiums struggle most: cracking, moisture, and long-term durability. If you own a metal building, or you're planning one, what's behind your walls could determine whether your home lasts 20 years or 80. Today, we're uncovering why some Barndominium owners are abandoning drywall entirely, what hempcrete actually costs, how it performs in a fire, and whether this controversial material is genuinely the future of Barndominium construction. By the end of this video, you'll know whether hempcrete is a smart upgrade or an expensive experiment. Before we dive in, welcome to Barndo Dreams, where we uncover the real costs, hidden mistakes, and building materials most kit companies never mention. If you enjoy honest, no-hype breakdowns, subscribe, like this video, and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode. Now, let's take a closer look at the wall material quietly dividing the Barndominium world in 2026. Drywall was never designed for a metal building. It was designed for wood-framed houses that barely move. Your Barndominium steel frame is a different animal entirely. Metal expands and contracts with every temperature swing, sometimes by a noticeable margin across a long wall. Wood framing does this too, just far less dramatically. That constant, tiny flexing is called racking, and drywall hates it. Here's what happens. Drywall is rigid. It doesn't bend, it cracks. So every time your steel frame shifts with the seasons, the seams in your drywall take the hit. First it's hairline cracks near the corners. Then it's cracks running along the seams. In an open concept Barndominium, with those big dramatic walls everyone loves in the photos, that damage isn't subtle, it's front and center. And cracking isn't even the biggest issue. It's moisture. Metal buildings deal with humidity differently than a stick-built house. When warm, moist air hits a cold steel surface, you get condensation, and drywall is basically a sponge sitting right next to that moisture. Once water gets behind the paper facing, mold can start growing in as little as a day or two. In a laundry room, a bathroom, or anywhere near plumbing, that's a real risk, not a hypothetical one. So owners spend real money on drywall. Watch it crack within a couple of years. Patch it, watch it crack again, and eventually ask, is there something built for how a metal building actually behaves? That's where hempcrete enters the conversation. Let's clear something up immediately, because the name confuses people every single time. Hempcrete has nothing to do with getting high. It's made from the hurd, the woody inner core of the industrial hemp plant, mixed with a lime-based binder and water. That's it. No structural strength like concrete, no psychoactive compounds, nothing illegal. It's been used in European construction for roughly 30 years before it really landed on American radar. Here's why builders are excited about it. Hempcrete isn't just insulation, and it isn't just a wall finish. It does both jobs in one monolithic layer. You pack it around a timber or steel frame, usually somewhere between 8 and 14 inches thick, and it cures into a solid, breathable wall that insulates, regulates humidity, and resists fire, all at once. And the code situation has genuinely changed. Hempcrete, officially called hemp lime, was added to the 2024 International Residential Code as an appendix, the rulebook that underpins residential codes across 49 states. That doesn't mean every county will approve it tomorrow, but means the legal pathway now exists almost everywhere, typically permitted through alternative materials provisions. A couple of jurisdictions, including Austin, Texas, have already adopted it directly into local code. So why are Barndominium owners specifically drawn to this? First, it solves the exact problem drywall creates. Hempcrete is vapor open, meaning it lets moisture pass through and evaporate instead of trapping it against cold steel. That breathability is the opposite of how drywall behaves, and it's a big reason owners report fewer mold issues in humid climates. Second, thermal performance. Hempcrete combines insulation with thermal mass, meaning the wall itself slowly absorbs heat during the day and releases it at night, smoothing out the temperature swings that make metal buildings notoriously hard to keep comfortable. Independent measurements have found hempcrete can offer roughly 10 times the thermal resistance of a plain concrete wall at the same thickness. Third, fire and pest resistance. Because the binder is lime-based, Hempcrete naturally resists combustion and doesn't attract pests, so there's no need for the chemical treatments that come with a lot of conventional insulation. Fourth, the sustainability angle, and this one matters to a growing number of buyers. Lime continues absorbing carbon dioxide from the air for the entire life of the wall. Combined with hemp being a fast-growing renewable crop, some owners see it as a home that's actively offsetting its own footprint instead of just sitting there. Now, because this channel doesn't do hype without balance, here's what nobody puts in the marketing photos. Cost. Hempcrete is not cheap yet. A conventional framed wall with drywall generally runs somewhere in the $5 to $10 per square foot range for that layer of the assembly. A finished hempcrete wall commonly lands between roughly $10 and $28 per square foot installed, and larger, more custom projects can run higher once you factor in specialized labor and lime plaster finishing. That gap is real, and it's the number one reason more owners aren't doing it yet. Labor availability. This is not a material your average drywall crew can just pick up. It requires applicators who understand lime binders, proper mixing ratios, and curing conditions. In a lot of regions, that expertise is still limited, which drives cost up and can extend your timeline by days or weeks compared to a standard drywall install. Permitting is still inconsistent. Even with the 2024 Code Appendix opening the door, plenty of local building departments have simply never seen a hempcrete permit application before. Expect a pre-application meeting, expect questions, and expect to possibly need an engineer familiar with the material. Planning is unforgiving. Once hempcrete cures, it's solid. You can't just cut into it later to run a new wire the way you would with drywall. Every electrical conduit and box has to be planned and installed before the mix goes in. Retrofit a design decision after the walls are cast, and you're looking at surface-mounted conduit or trim work, not a quick patch. And finally, thickness. A hempcrete wall assembly built for real R value needs 8 to 14 inches of depth. That eats into your interior square footage in a way a 2x4 wall with drywall never does. Something worth thinking about before you fall in love with the idea. Here's something a lot of owners don't realize. This isn't strictly an either-or decision. Some of the most practical Barndominium builds in 2026 are using hempcrete strategically instead of wall-to-wall. Picture this. Hempcrete on the exterior envelope walls, where moisture and temperature swings do the most damage, paired with standard drywall on interior partition walls that never touch the steel skin. You get the breathability and thermal mass exactly where you need it, without paying hempcrete pricing for every closet and hallway in the house. Some owners also use hempcrete as a feature wall, one dramatic, lime-plastered surface in the great room, left partially exposed, while the rest of the home stays conventional. It's a talking point and a functional upgrade at once, without blowing the interior budget. And in wetter zones, laundry rooms, mudrooms, bathrooms on exterior walls, some builders skip both drywall and full hempcrete for moisture-resistant PVC panels, which install faster and shrug off humidity without hempcrete's thickness or cure time. It's about matching the material to the job, not picking one winner for the whole house. Remember that 8 to 14 inch wall thickness we talked about. On a small or mid-sized Barndominium, that adds up fast. Wrap hempcrete around a modest home, and you can lose meaningful interior square footage compared to a standard 2x4 or 2x6 wall with drywall, sometimes enough to shrink a bedroom or tighten a hallway more than you'd expect on paper. The fix most designers use is simple. Account for wall thickness at the blueprint stage, not after the frame is up. If you're planning hempcrete, push your exterior footprint out slightly during design so your interior square footage lands where you actually want it. Skip this step, and you'll be measuring furniture against a wall that's suddenly a foot deeper than you budgeted for. We see the same handful of mistakes over and over, so let's run through them quickly. Mistake 1. Hiring a standard drywall crew and assuming they can figure out hempcrete on the job. Crews new to the material consistently take longer and make more errors on their first project, meaning you pay a first-timer's tuition on your own house. Mistake 2. Forgetting the electrical plan. It's worth repeating because it's the single most common regret owners report, realizing after the pour that they needed one more outlet in a spot nobody planned for. Mistake 3. Underestimating cure time. Hempcrete needs weeks to properly dry before it's sealed up. Rushing this traps moisture inside the wall, the exact problem you were trying to avoid in the first place. Mistake 4. assuming your county will approve it without checking. Some local building departments simply have no process for it yet, and owners who skip that conversation find out after they've already ordered materials. If you're seriously weighing hempcrete for your build, a few things belong on your checklist well before ground breaks. Talk to your local building department early. Not your contractor, not a forum, the actual permitting office, and ask how they've handled hemp lime construction before, if at all. Finalize your electrical and plumbing rough-in before any hempcrete goes in, since there's no easy do-over afterward. Get multiple labor quotes, since rates vary widely by region. Build extra curing time into your schedule, especially in humid or cold climates. And decide up front whether you're going full envelope, hybrid, or a single feature wall. That call shapes your budget and blueprint before a single stud goes up. This isn't a universal upgrade, and honestly, anyone who tells you it hasn't lived with either material. If you're building in a humid climate, in a region with big seasonal temperature swings, or you've already had drywall cracking and moisture problems in an existing barndominium, hempcrete solves a real, specific problem drywall structurally can't. If you're on a tight budget, building somewhere with zero hempcrete experience labor nearby, or your local building department has never approved one before, a smarter move for 2026 might be a middle path. Using moisture-resistant panel systems or fiber cement board in wet zones, while reserving drywall or upgraded finishes for drier, more stable interior areas. It's not always all or nothing. The real takeaway here is this. The barndominium industry has spent a decade treating interior finishes as an afterthought, borrowed straight from stick-built homes. Hempcrete is one of the first materials actually engineered, or in this case, grown, for how a metal building really behaves. Whether it's right for your project depends on your climate, your budget, and how long you actually want to fight your walls. If this saved you from an expensive drywall mistake, that's exactly what this channel is for. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications, because next episode we're going somewhere most people would never think to build a home at all. It's called the Underground Culvert Home that's changing affordable housing in 2026. And yes, it's exactly what it sounds like. Real families are turning concrete culverts into livable homes for a fraction of the cost of a barndominium. And the results might genuinely surprise you. See you in the next one.